So we just got done talking about equivalent fractions and how one measurement on a ruler can be expressed using different equivalent fractions. Well, that's really neat, but now we're going to talk about how this fact, equivalent fractions, can be useful for you. Suppose you start with a measurement of 2 1/8 inches, and you need to add half an inch to this. So there's a few ways to approach this. Here's one way. So here's the problem. We're adding half an inch. We're adding half an inch, but the item does not end on one of the nice half-inch marks. If it ended on a whole inch mark or a half-inch mark, we would just move to the next one, and that would give us our new measurement. But instead, we end on an 1/8 of an inch marking. So since our measurement starts at 2 1/8 inches, we are going to convert our half inch into 1/8 of an inch. So 1/2 inch is the same as 4/8 of an inch. So we're going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4/8. And that brings us right to here. So what this means is 2 1/8 inches plus 4/8 inches is equal to 2 5/8 inches. Okay, so let's look at another example here. So at this shape, the measurement is 5 7/8. This is currently at 5 7/8, and what we need to do is we need to add 3/4 to this. We need to add 3/4 to this. So since again we're starting out with eighths, we need to convert our 3/4, and I'll go up top here to do that. So 3/4 we know is equal to 6/8. 6/8. We doubled the 4 to get the 8, and so we double the 3 to get the 6. So what we're going to do is add 6/8 down here. And so we start at our original 5 7/8 inch measurement, and then we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that brings us to our new measurement here, which is 6 5/8. So what this means is 5 7/8 plus 3/4 is equal to 6 5/8. Okay, well, here's another addition problem, and this one's going to be a little different. We're starting out with 1.5 inches, but what we're going to do in this case is we're going to add 3 1/4 inches. 3 1/4 inches. So we're dealing with a mixed number here. We're not just adding a fraction. So what we're going to do is deal with the whole number portion, the 3, and the fraction portion separately. Here's what I mean. So to start with, we're going to move 3 inches. Since we're only adding to the whole number part, the fraction part's going to stay the same. So this ends on 1/2 an inch here. So adding 1 inch takes me over to here. 2 inches takes me over to here. And 3 inches takes me over to here. So I've added the 3 inches. Now I need to add the 1/4 of an inch. Now I need to go back and add this 1/4 of an inch. So since this 1/4 of an inch is a smaller interval than the 1/2 inch that we're already landed on here, I don't need to convert any denominators. I just move over a 1/4 of an inch. A 1/4 of an inch is this far. Remember, these squares are 8, so 2 of them give me a 1/4, or half of the distance between these halves. So in any case, this is my final measurement, which looks like 4 3/4 inches. So what this means is that 1 1/2 plus 3 1/4 is equal to 4 3/4. Okay, so we've been adding to our original measurements. Now we're going to look at subtracting. So in this case, our original measurement is 4 1/4, And what we're going to do here is we're going to subtract 1 3/4 inches from this. And the nice thing is that the original measurement and the adjustment amount are both in terms of quarters, so we don't have to go thinking about equivalent fractions. Since this is a mixed number, we're going to do just like we did with the last example. First, we're going to deal with the whole number portion, the 1, and we're going to count back 1 inch. So that means we're going to, since this measurement is ending on a quarter, when we go back an inch, we'll also be on a quarter, which means right here, that's 1 inch, from 4 1/4 to 3 1/4. Then we're going to take away the fractional part of our adjustment, the 3/4. So we go back 1, 2 3/4. And this right here is our new measurement, 2 1/2 inches. So what this means is 4 1/4 minus 1 3/4 is equal to 2 1/2.